Good Morning Wilmington is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Live proudly, boldly, and with peace of mind by advocating for your health with an early cancer screening. The LGBTQIA+ community is at higher risk of cancer, but screenings can detect cancer early when it's most treatable, giving you the power to live exactly as you are. Talk to your healthcare provider today. If you don't have insurance, talk to a nurse navigator to see if you qualify for free screenings.
Good morning, Wilmington. You never know where you're going to see Kerwin Gaines, and here I am today, not on the agenda, right here on Good Morning Wilmington, and I'm excited. I love education, as you know. I love young folks blossoming and doing great things, and this is no exception today, right here on Good Morning Wilmington. We have Dr. Lancaster.
Hello.
From Dell State.
You got it.
And she is representing the 40th annual Alumni Scholarship Luncheon, Newcastle County chapter, that is. I'm not saying that there's a competition with the counties or anything, but you're here representing that, and you've brought the scholarship award recipient with you today.
I did. I brought one of the 6 here with us today.
How many?
One of the 6. We have 6 of them.
Go ahead, Dell
Yes,
State.
sir.
Go ahead. So who is it that you brought with us today?
I'll let her introduce herself.
Good morning, Wilmington. My name is Alexis Bailey, and I am an incoming freshman at Delaware State University, class of 2027.
So let me get this straight. This is the first year
That I will be attending.
that you will be attending college. You're getting ready to move in.
Yes, August 23rd.
Knows the date and everything. I love it.
She's ready.
What time are you pulling out of the driveway?
Hopefully, the break of dawn. I don't
Break
know.
it down. Ready to go.
Yeah.
Ready to go. Okay, so talk about a little bit, excuse me, Doc, I would like to just kind of check in. You're apprehensive, nervous. What is it like now in 2023 being a college freshman going in? I remember that experience going to St. Augustine's University in Raleigh, North Carolina, leaving my house nervous, filled with apprehension. Does any of that change?
It's just very overwhelming. Like, I thought that studying for high school was just overwhelming, but like this is overwhelming because you're not just like going into a new year of school and you don't just have to buy clothes and school supplies. You have to buy shower caddies and you have to buy like hygiene essentials and comforter sheets and like you have to. You're making like a new life, like in a different place without your parents, with new people. Like obviously I'm in the same state, but I'm still pretty far away from my parents. So it's just like a completely different.
45 minutes can mean a lot.
Yeah.
That is a tremendous amount of freedom. I guarantee you if I were to poll your parents, they would feel as though it's a lifetime away. So don't underestimate the 45 minutes.
Right.
Yeah.
It is a long way away. Shower shoes was also very important. I remember that you have those.
I do.
Okay.
I have those, yeah.
And I don't know, Doc, when I was going, like the whole room set up, it was a thing,
It was a
right?
thing.
You had to have the comforter. Well, it's different for guys, I think, but the comforter had to be a certain. You had to get rid of the Star Wars stuff that you had before you left, and you had to get a more mature comforter that looked a certain way. And
Or just like one color. Like
one
no
color. Yeah. Yeah, not
The
much
whole
has
coordination of the room is important.
Yes, the vibe, the music, the whole 9 yards. I remember those days. So tell us a little bit about your scholarship program.
Okay, so Alexis is one of 6 award recipients this year. So, you know, it was a whole process, and hopefully she'll share the process and how she learned about that scholarship application. But so excited, it's our 40th year, Newcastle County, Delaware State Alumni Association. We're having our luncheon on August 20th at the Chase Center. So we're super excited to celebrate them as well as some honorees. But you know, the process is, you know, it can be a very enduring process.
It wasn't a giveaway.
It wasn't a giveaway.
Right.
They had to have 3 references. They had to do a bio sketch. They had to talk about their family, how many people in their household. They had to submit their SAT scores. They had to do their transcript. I mean, it was a whole thing, and some people didn't get it right, but Alexis was one of the ones that did.
Outstanding,
and her
Alexis.
story was excellent as well. I mean, I personally am a part of the committee that read them.
Okay.
And, you know, I can't say enough about her without making her blush, I'm sure. But what really stellar, I mean, we have a great representation of schools. She is St. George's. We have Newark High School, recipient from there, Padua Academy, Early College of Delaware State University. So it really kind of reached Newcastle County students to apply, and I'm excited about that and the award that they're getting.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So tell me a little bit sometimes there's need, sometimes there's apprehension. What made you go through this scholarship process? What made you say, you know what, I'm going to do this?
Obviously, just the first state of mentality is I just want to pay for college. Just want to be able to pay for college. But then afterwards, once you see that people are willing to understand you, willing to understand your passions and why you want to do certain things or why you want to major in this or that or X, Y, and Z, it becomes more important and you become more dedicated into committing yourself to the scholarship just as much as they commit to you and willing to help you in college.
That's awesome.
So that's important.
That's a great response.
That's a great response. So what is it that you are aspiring to do? Now, I will give you this caveat, right? I am not one of these parents that is going to hold you to your major, okay?
Yeah.
I understand that people change. So what are you what is your aspiration?
My aspiration is just always to give back to my community, obviously the Black community and people of color, but specifically through healthcare. I've always been passionate about healthcare and...
So health equity.
Yes, that's perfect, health equity, but I've also just been very passionate about the Black maternity deaths in the hospital, and that came up significantly with me during the pandemic because I was kind of just sitting in my bed all day and that's all I knew about. That's all people were talking about.
Mortality.
And it was just it was overwhelming for me, but in a good and bad way. It's I just want to be able to be one of the people to help these mothers, to help these babies, to help the patriarchs by standing them. It was just very important to me to kind of just dig deep and want to help them. And outside of Black maternity deaths, just maternity and just Black motherhood is just important to base your attention on because it's very overlooked.
I'm married to one of them.
Yes.
So I understand exactly what you're saying.
It's just
Black
not
nurses
easy.
rock,
It's not the
I get
same.
it.
Yeah.
Married to an awesome one, but dealing directly with neonatal care and understanding all of that and the importance of that in our community, despite us being I don't want to say a developed nation, right? We are a developed nation. And other things that other developed nations have moved beyond, we're still dealing with mortality issues and infant mortality as though, there have been margins of change, but not as great as we want to see. So the fact that we're having a young person that's in there that's excited about this, I think is phenomenal.
Right.
That's phenomenal. So what is the major? Is it going to be nursing?
Yes.
Pre-med?
Pre-nursing.
Nursing?
Yes.
Oh, outstanding. Look. She's glowing.
I'm glowing.
Doc is glowing.
And now, I'm about to say, wait a minute, your wife is one, so there may be a connection there, you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
And I was waiting for her to say that because I remember that is her major right now is pre-nursing.
Yes.
And just hearing her speak, I'm already sign me up for whatever room she's going to be in because I know I'm going to be advocated for and supported. And I think as a Black female, that's what you want to see. We hear so much of our when we go in, our pain being overlooked or downplayed, and so to have someone in there to say no, just hearing her speak, that is what I was envisioning.
And the care being marginalized,
yes,
right?
Absolutely.
But
absolutely.
From the networking part, that's what the Alumni Association is
Yes,
there for, right?
That's
so
what we're
you
there
have
for.
a large. Newcastle County, I'm a fan of Newcastle County. As I told you, my parents both belong to that Alumni Association. I understand how that goes. My aunts and uncles belong to that Alumni Association. DSU is big in our house, right? But are you utilizing all of that?
What do you, I don't really understand.
Okay, are you leveraging all of those contacts? Are they helping you move forward beyond the scholarship award, but do you reach out to the Alumni Association with questions about, what you're doing next? What should you do? I think it's a great resource for you.
I think I definitely will going forward. For example, this interview right now, it's definitely making me feel comfortable. It's making me feel good that I can be able to communicate whatever I may need to the Alumni Association. So it's just definitely something that I'm very appreciative for.
So what would you tell someone next year that's going after this scholarship? Do you think, now let me ask you this, right?
Yeah.
Do you think you would say, what approach would you have? Would you be like, you better get it together? Or is it more or less, hey, I know what you're going through. What would be your advice to them?
I love that. Good question.
Well, just knowing how stressful applying for scholarships is, like you immediately want to not do it. It's a lot.
She's
it's
honest.
like,
Yeah.
it's the same thing over and over again. It's very repetitive. It's like, yes, you're writing from you're being genuine, but it's almost like, okay, like I want them to know that I am genuine. Like,
Right.
do they think this is the same story over and over again? Am I giving them nothing? Like it's kind of just like a mind blown of just like, am I doing this right? Am I doing it wrong? But I think after it's all said and done, after it's over, and if you do receive or not receive the scholarship, it's about how much you tried. It's about your dedication, about your drive, your motivation, and it's about the outcome afterwards. And I think that's what's most important.
That's great motivation for someone that's going through this process, right? So honestly, how many scholarships did you apply for? I
applied for a lot. I mean, I applied for many. I also received a lot. I'm very grateful for what I received, but it was just like, it was also those times where my mom came in my room like, oh, we didn't get this one. But then the next day it was like, but we got this one.
We got that one.
So I think
So
that's
you
what's
understood how
important.
to deal with the defeat, right? It's part of life. You don't win them all,
Exactly.
right? And you just don't apply for one.
No, and I love that she said her mom, the support that her family is giving her as well to encourage her to do these things and be in there with her. I love that Alexis said that as much as you see it, you immediately don't want to do it. And she's very honest in saying that. I would hope that our application process was an easy one.
It was,
and
yes.
that, it was worth doing, right?
It was.
And so her coming to the luncheon is her introduction to the Alumni Association family. We have over 100 members, always looking for more, right? So she will get the opportunity to network and meet some of us there, and we will go to campus and check on her. We don't just disappear, and we want her to tap into us for help.
And I challenge all of DSU alumni to link up with a student such as yourself, because people say, well, I can't give at this time financially to the university.
Right.
I can't do this. I can't do that. Mentorship, for the most part, is free. I found out being a mentor, not necessarily, right? But there are times where it's just a simple conversation, right? And taking that time. A number that you could have on your phone as you're going through things. They don't even have to be nursing, but how do you deal with the transition from high school to college, right? The level of independence, it does sound attractive.
Right.
But it's not easy. For some, not many, it is, right? Depending upon your environment prior to.
Right.
But it can be difficult. And sometimes you don't want to ask your parents, right, for advice. You want to ask someone else. Well, you don't want them to know that you're not doing well, because that throws up panic flags and you're like, oh, I don't want to go through that. But sometimes you just need a sounding board. So I encourage the DSU alumni to reach out to you. I think it's great. And the Alumni Association, which they're already doing. Tell us a little bit more about the Alumni Association, Newcastle.
So as I said, it's over 100 members strong, and we're always looking for members. We do a lot of things in the community. It's just not a social engagement thing. As a matter of fact, I would probably not be supported kindly if I didn't mention that we have a summer send-off, which I don't know if Alexis is aware of, but the summer send-off is on Saturday, this Saturday,
Oh, great.
at our downtown location on Market Street, in which they will be sending off some of the freshmen that are not necessarily recipients, but maybe giving them an opportunity to get another award from us, like a book stipend or something. So we did have that go out where the foundation kind of sent it out to the incoming freshmen of Newcastle County. So that's something that we're doing, right? Showing up there to say, hey, here we are, let's get you guys some things and send you off proper to school since they move in on the 23rd. We had our first annual jazz brunch.
Oh, that
this
sounds
year.
nice.
It was a fundraiser leading up to this luncheon. First annual at the Huck and Buck Farm in Smyrna. First thing people think, jazz brunch farm. Beautiful day, tents, lovely, and it was a fundraiser. we had the jazz band from DSU playing the jazz.
Well,
so
did anyone from DETV get an invitation to that?
Yes,
I
sorry.
don't know.
Sure, but DETV will be at the luncheon, so we're excited
Okay.
about that. We're excited about the opportunity that DET has given us. We not only were on Good Morning Wilmington once already, now twice, we were also on Community Crossfires.
Okay, great.
So DETV has allowed us to really push this event, get the word out, and we have over 200 people attending.
And we will continue for that
we
support.
are appreciative, and we will definitely continue to support DETV because, hey, it's for us, so we're excited about it.
And you said that the dinner this time is going to be at the Chase Center?
Yes,
the
it's at
luncheon,
the Chase.
excuse me, the luncheon
The
is going to be
luncheon.
at the Chase Center?
Yes, it's at the Chase Center. It's our second year having it there, and it's August 20th. It's a Sunday. Ticket sales have ended, but like I said, we're pretty excited about the number of people that are coming, like over 200, so we're excited about that.
Okay, so this is where the parents are going to pause this on their phones and bring their kids in for this question.
Okay.
How do we apply, how does one apply for the scholarship? Okay, you can
Yes.
unpause now. So now they're going to say it, and they're going to give you can give us that information.
Yeah, so normally we're on the compendium, right? And so that is one way that students will learn about the scholarship. Most students are on there anyway, so there's a bunch of scholarships there for Newcastle County. We're on there. I personally send out emails to guidance counselors, so I expect them to help and get the word out to students that they know are going to Del State. Alexis actually found it on Facebook. So we actually had it on Facebook, and that's how she came across it. So we kind of get it out on social media outlets as well.
I'm an alumni at Glasgow High School. I hope that they are taking advantage of this.
Well, I think we had Glasgow last year.
Okay,
we
great.
had a couple of recipients from Glasgow last year. So yes, so the word is, it's getting out. I would hope that if Alexis is aware of someone that is going to attend Del State next year, that she will encourage them to apply because she applied. So, word of mouth as well. So we welcome all applications. We like it. Competition is healthy. It's fine, right?
Yes.
Put your best foot forward. It's an easy process. Send in what
She
you do.
said it was an easy process.
Alexis said it was easy.
Okay.
So I'm going with what Alexis shared with me. So easy process, and hey, you never know what you'll get.
Okay. So how many applicants, I'm not putting you on the spot, but how many applicants would you say applied for this?
So we had an abundance of our applicants. We actually received over 30 applications and
Okay.
only picked 6.
Okay.
So it was competitive.
Yeah,
It
that's
was really
very competitive.
Yes.
I mean, you can walk a little taller,
That's
shoulders back a little
absolutely.
more,
Shoulders
knowing
back,
that
that's right.
I passed, and well,
Yep.
not passed, but it was accepted.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. What are some other things that the chapter's doing?
So we have what we are calling our first, we had our first annual scholarship dance, which was homecoming in February, and we're doing that again next year. That also was a fundraiser leading up to the luncheon. So we do that. We get out on Christmas and holidays. We do like the angel tree thing. We go to some of the senior citizen homes and pass out turkeys. So we do a lot of things in the community, but what we look forward to is when individuals such as Alexis graduate and matriculate, that they'll become a part of the chapter and even bring more knowledge and more fresher ideas to the chapter, because we're always opening to growing and doing things different.
Have you thought about that? Have you thought about 4 or 5 years now? You've matriculated, you've moved through. What does your give back at DSU look like? You've talked about your give back in regards to infant care. What is your give back at your university?
I don't know. I think I've always just focused on like giving back to people who I almost think need it. And I think it's just important. I think it's just important to always give back to people who have been open to giving to you. So always paying it forward, always like, okay, this is my university, I'm going to give back. So I think it's just important for me to like stand on what I'm saying right now. So 4 or 5 years down the road, I'll definitely be open to joining the Alumni Association, or even just be opening to talking to Del State straightforward and just being like,
Right, I'm available.
Right, I'm available. What can I do for you? What can I do for the university? And what can I do for the students?
Right. So I'm not putting you on the spot, but asking, your freshman year, have you set goals for yourself, right? Have you set a semester goal? Have you set a full year goal? And if you wouldn't mind sharing, just as a parent, I'm interested,
Right.
What do some of those goals look like?
I think my main goal has always just been balance. It's just, you just have to balance everything out and things will work out as much as they can. I haven't really fully processed that I'm going to college, so.
Well, you better hurry up.
Yeah, we have 2 weeks, so I have to figure that out. But I think mainly I've always just in my head, I'm like, we have to balance, Alexis. Like, you can have fun with your friends, but you also have to study. Like, you can go to a party, but you also have to go to class in the morning. Like, you have to just make sure that as much as you want to have fun, as much as you want to grow, as much as you want to meet new people and build new relationships, you also have to know that you're here for your education as well. So it's just like, it's a lot you want to do in college, so you have to just, my goal has always just been to figure that out throughout the entire year.
Right.
And I know it's not going to be easy. I know it's going to be
No, that takes the fun out of it.
No.
Right. But I think it's just about me never giving up on myself.
Oh, please don't.
Yeah.
Please don't. Please don't. And please reach out to someone before you do.
Right.
So does the Alumni Association help her throughout the year with touch points?
Yes, we do. Last year we did that, and we fully plan on doing it again this year. So we're on campus a lot for games and things. So we take those moments to kind of check in with them, see how they're doing, and just like Valentine's Day is important. We kind of send them a little, we're thinking of you Valentine's gift. And then, you know, we kind of gather their P.O. boxes and we kind of send them messages along the way.
That's important for parents too, because
Yep.
for parents of the students who win this award, it's just one less thing. Not until later will you know the stress and worry of a parent, but it's nice to know that their child is being in good hands with someone else other than themselves during those times. So it's good. So let me ask you the backside to that question. What are your fears as an incoming freshman? At least the first 10. I know there's several. At least the first 10.
I feel like I can name so many.
I know, and that's reasonable. That's valid. That's valid.
Definitely conflict resolution. Like, I'm in suites, so I think kind of just knowing that, like, I only know my roommate and like 2 other people out of 6. It's like, okay, so who are these? Like, what are these 2 people going to be like? Are we going to have to figure anything out?
Yes.
Another thing, like, this is kind of personal, but like the shower, like, I just hope people clean up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm kind of just scared of like infections, fungus. I just it terrifies me. Distractions are a big thing. Just the feeling of overwhelming.
Right.
Like the teacher, professor and student ratio, and that relationship and dynamic, the communication, the reciprocation of the professor. Like, if I communicate with you, will you communicate with me?
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
Safety purposes, just period. Like, I just won't be under the coven of my parents. I'll just be sleeping, resting my head alone. Like, it won't feel the same. So it's just like,
Right.
I know I'm not safe anywhere realistically, but it's like, it's still a new feeling of like, I'm no longer in the same house as my parents, in the same 4 walls as my parents. So it's just is not going to feel the same. It's a lot. Like,
It's a lot, isn't it?
it's just a lot.
It's
Like,
a lot.
It's an overwhelming feeling of fear.
It is.
And she's really responded well, and I'm about to ask her, did you take a psychology course? Because you really nailed
I
the
did.
Maslow's hierarchy of needs.
Coincidentally, I did.
I'm like, oh, she's hitting on all these Maslow hierarchy of needs
Yeah.
and all the things that are important to really be successful. Like, she's got it. She knows. She's hitting on all of them. I teach psychology, so I'm sitting here like, okay, she's got this figured out. She's gonna be fine.
So is that a pat on your back saying that you chose the right person for the
Yeah,
scholarship? Is
absolutely.
that-
This is the perfect
That's
person
exactly what
right
that was.
here.
You got to be
Yeah.
careful
Yeah.
with the whole self-gratitude thing. I got it. I heard it loud and
She's
clear.
perfect.
We're proud of you.
Thank
We are.
you.
I can't say, oh, I hope that you do well, or I hope that you don't do well. I know you're going to do well. Your parents are proud of you.
Yes.
DSU is proud of you.
Yes, we
You're going to
applaud her.
kill it. I don't even want to use the word kill, but you're going to do very, very well. Let me leave you with this. Take it one day at a time. Don't do anything more than one day at a time. You can plan, because you're going to have to get good at that. 2, you mentioned conflict resolution, and I think that's awesome that you're already thinking about that, right? But it is important that you know, moving forward in your career, whether it's in medical or business, because we're really not sure at this point, we have a general idea, you're going to have to work in small teams.
Right.
And these are going to be small teams of people that you may or may not like, right? And that's going to be throughout your career. The advantage of living on campus, one of the advantages besides being out of your parents' home and now eating on someone else, right, is the fact that you get to learn these little things like working in small teams, right? Conflict resolution, which you said. Focus a lot on that because that's a skill that you may not get in class, right? I don't know what your class load is going to take, but it's going to be something that you're going to move forward with, right? The third thing, because I won't give you a lot of points, is common sense. Use as much of it as you can. If you're understanding psychological principles at this time, you already understand common sense, right?
Yeah.
The difference between now and college is you have to work at it, right? Between the ages of 18 and I think it's for the maturing adult like 23, you have to focus on common sense and just go with it, right? So we're great. We look forward to updates. We know Dr. Lancaster will give it to us.
Yes, we will.
And thank you, DSU, Newcastle County Chapter of the Alumni Association, for this excellent scholarship and the award of education and the directional change for so many youngsters and folks going into education. And I think it's great. And again, remember to bring DETV along with you for your organizations. We are here for your support. We thank you so much. Thank you, Good Morning Wilmington, for inviting me on. And I look forward to seeing everyone again on the agenda and on Good Morning Wilmington. Thanks, Wilmington. I appreciate it.